actually in part a part of the investigation into James St. Patrick, also known as Ghost. They say this is the big rich town. Hey, I just come from the poorest part. Bright light, city light, I've got to make it. This is where it goes down. Hey, I just happen to come up hard. Illegal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it. What's up, Jules? Diamond Girl here. It is Sunday night, which means what? It's Power Night. Let's just get straight into this episode. Episode 12 of the final season of Power. Focuses on who? Nobody but Angela's sister, Paz. How many of you guys felt so bad for Paz? I did. I know that's for sure. I felt so bad for her. Oh my gosh. Of course, I have 3 little things to cover that I'd like to cover from watching the episode. I'll start out again by saying I felt really bad for Paz. So we're going to get right into this. This is the thing, right? The first thing I want to talk about regarding Paz is how angry she is at the fact that Angela is dead. And she's dead because of James, according to Paz, right? So anyone that has been watching this season, not only the season, but the series since the beginning, in the very beginning, Paz told Angela, like Angela's father did so many years ago, stay away from James. He's not good news, right? Let's just be real. As much as we all love Ghost, it's not good news. Angela should have stayed away from him long time ago. When she ran back into him, he was married. So automatically he's off limits because he's married. Yep, I said it. He's off limits. I know people like to date married people. I've heard it. I've seen it. He was off limits. So anyway, fast forwarding to the final season, Angela's dead now, and Paz is very angry. She's angry with James. She's continually blaming James for Angela's death, or pretty much that he did it himself, right? But we all know what Paz doesn't know is that James did not kill Angela. So we're watching this episode, and again, the creator and the writers have done an excellent job of showing kind of like what was going on in everybody's life prior to Ghost getting shot, right? So this episode covers what was going on with Paz. So in Paz's grief, because she really is grieving her sister, clearly they were very, very close, and it's obvious that they were very, very close, as siblings should be. So anyway, we see Paz is struggling with a couple of things. She's taking care of her father. Since Angela's dead, there's no more money, I guess, for lack of words, because all of her pension and money and anything that's due to her family that's still here is on hold, because she's actually a part of the investigation into James St. Patrick, also known as Ghost. So anyway, moving right along, because I don't want to be so chatty about episode 12 and Paz. Again, she's grieving her sister. She has a lot of things on her plate. She's taking care of her father, and she has a son that's in college, and all of this was taken care of by who? Her sister, Angela. Angela was the one who was paying for all of this stuff, which is revealed in the episode. She said to her son, we're able to live in this apartment just because of your titi. Sorry, not tita. All right, that came from because of your aunt, Angela. So with Paz just disliking James for whatever reasons, she dislikes James. We can understand why she dislikes him to a certain degree. She's blaming James for Angela's death. She's accusing James of actually doing it, but we all know that he didn't do it. We know, all of us know, who's been watching the show, especially this series, that it is Tommy who pulled the trigger, right? So anyhow, we're watching her day and her life go by, her grief, and the fact that it's kind of like a I told you so. You know, when you have siblings and you love them so very much, and you know the person that they're dealing with is not any good for them, and you tell them constantly over and over again, you really should just leave this person. They're not good for you, because you want what's best for your sibling. You don't want to see them hurt, right? You never want to see anybody you love hurt. And she's seen Angela hurt. She's seen Angela almost lose her career, etc., etc., etc. So she knows without a doubt that James is the one who did it. And she's out to get James for it because she feels like most of us would feel, God forbid, we lose our sibling or someone we love. We want the person who we think did it to die too, right? That's a human reaction. Anybody says anything else outside of that, it's fine. I'm not begging to differ with you. I'm not debating you on it. It's a normal human reaction, whether you're in God, love God or not, whatever your belief system is, it's a human reaction. And before we're anything, we're human. Right. So as it goes on, she's thinking about pulling the trigger. She goes to Tommy to pull the trigger, which we already know. Tommy's not going to do it. Tommy's just a lot of talk, if you ask me. I'm not saying he's afraid of ghosts. I don't think he's afraid of ghosts, but I think Tommy's bite sometimes is larger than his actual chew, for lack of words. He bites off a lot more than he can chew. So anyway, I still love him. Moving on, you watch Paz go through her day and she's just trying to get any help from anybody to take James, aka Ghost, out. And you watch these series of effects go on, and then booyah, she goes to Tommy. Since I've already mentioned it, she goes to Tommy and she's like, look, we all grew up in the same neighborhood. I know who you are. I know what you're capable of. I need you to do this for me, please. And she's agonizing and she's begging. And I just feel so sorry for her because it's her grief. She's missing her sister more than anything. She's missing her sister. And she goes to Tommy. So that's like my second point. She goes to Tommy, not even knowing that she's actually talking to the guy that killed her sister. Like, oh my God, how many times, I don't know, have not so much we've known somebody who killed somebody we love, but we've gone to somebody who's actually caused us the grief and we don't even know they caused us the grief. Talk about a slap in the face, right? So she goes to Tommy, and Tommy, being genuinely Tommy, he's like, I can't help you. Like, you know, this is the same guy who pulled the trigger and then went to the funeral and was like, any help you need, I'm here for you. The audacity and the gall of some people, like, and we all know it wasn't even an accident because Tommy wanted Angela dead. He told Ghost to get rid of her. It's just like so funny how on both sides, everyone was saying the same thing about the opposite person. Get rid of him, get rid of her, leave him, leave her, boop, 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 boop. But nobody listened, and this girl now ends up dead at such a young age. But the truth of the matter is, even if she didn't end up dead, she was going to lose her whole career. But that's a whole nother conversation. So anyway, that's my point number 2 that I thought was hilarious. Not so much hilarious, but like, oh my God, she doesn't even realize that she's talking to the man who killed her sister. Which brings me to my next point. And I might have more than 3 points tonight about tonight's episode. She had her sister dug up because she wants to help get the person who she believes killed her sister. And she has her sister dug up, right? Exhumed is the proper word. And they get the phone that she buried with her sister with all the secrets on it. And the SIM card is destroyed. So, not only is the SIM card destroyed, now everything that could have possibly been given to her once Angela's name is cleared is lost, because she was already forewarned that if they do this, this is going to implicate her sister. And if it implicates her sister, then anything that's left that should go to her, like pensions, whatever else, whatever the benefits are when someone has someone working on a job that they love and the person dies, whatever's due to them, all of that stuff is gone. And then not only that, more than anything, because everything is not about money, you know, I kind of like loathe, because I don't want to say hate is a strong word, loathe people that's always about money. Yes, we need money. It's an avenue to get the things that we need, pay the things that we owe, use to pay things that we owe, etc., etc. But there's more things to life than money, right? And that was Angela's reputation. So not only does Paz lose, or I guess for lack of words, forfeit whatever is coming her way because of Angela's service, Angela's reputation is now definitely smeared. It's ruined, absolutely ruined. And I'm just like, so that means, like, from what we understand, she's going to have to foot all the bills for her dad. Somehow or another, her son is going to have to get college tuition, etc., etc. Which leads me to this little point that I have. Sometimes it's best left to leave things buried. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes the best thing to do is to let sleeping dogs lay. I think that's the right way to say it. My mom used to say that to me. Just let it be. Easier said than done. Thank God. I know it's a show, but I haven't lost a relative or a sibling that I'm very close to, because I'm very close to my siblings. However, there is some things that it just needs to be left buried, right? It's not going to bring the person back. So why bring up or have something dug up or exhumed for the right purpose of word usage that's going to ruin their reputation? They're already deceased. So, try to let them rest in peace, for lack of words, and just try to find another way to deal with your grief. Because the truth of the matter is, let's just say it was Ghost that pulled the trigger, and then he ends up dead because she wanted him dead, whether it was at her hands, her son's hands, or Tommy's hands, or anybody else's hands. That's still not going to bring Angela back, and she's still going to grieve the way she's going to grieve, because that's her sister that she loved very much. And that's kind of like where my heart broke, because it's like where she went. She literally turned every stone that she possibly could turn to get this man killed. And then she gets this phone call. Shows up to the office, and Ghost has left her some money since Angela is deceased. He left it to the next best person that was connected to Angela, which was his sister, which I thought was very very cool of Ghost, right? The woman that he loved, that he said he loved, I believe in like episode 1, episode 2 of this season, he left the money to her sister. And it kind of makes sense, because he probably already knew that Angela was taking care of a lot of things. So anyhow, that is not the humdinger for this episode, though. We all know what the humdinger is. Miss Tasha. She comes strutting in there like she do. Because she all about the coin, honey. She all about the coin. Oh, girl, all about her coin. She all about the bag. She drops the bomb on Paz and lets Paz know it ain't Ghost, boo-boo. Ghost didn't do it. Tommy did. And it kind of like leads you to wonder, where does Tasha loyalty lay? Let's just be real. I think it lays with Tommy. Why do I say that? Let's just think back earlier, maybe last season? Yeah, last season, because it was at the end of last season that Angela actually got shot. Tommy and Tasha wanted Angela dead. I didn't find it surprising that when look at her face when she dropped the bomb. Look at her body language. She's like, yeah, boo, take the money. It's almost like her attitude was like, you know you need it, so you might as well take it and swallow your pride. Angela's gone. My family owes you a lot. Take the money. But look at her body language, y'all. Just look at it. I have a strong feeling that Tasha already knew what we learned at the end of the show. And that is, Tommy has cleared out his place. Because Paz, in her rage, goes back to his place, only to find that he's not there. So the question now is, where's Tommy? I'm telling you, they are keeping us on the edge of our seats. They are literally keeping us on the edge of our seats. This is, I'm speechless when it comes to this show. I'm speechless with the series finale. I'm speechless. So that's all I got for you tonight. I will be talking to you next week when we see episode 13. I wonder whose day in the life we're going to see prior to Ghost being shot next week. Love you all. See you next week.